Hey guys, not Bald Eagle here. Welcome back to my walkthrough of Dark Souls 2 Scholar the First Sin. We had a little problem with audio, so the next episode that I recorded with our main character got messed up, so I'm here with Trollface. I honestly didn't do much to do this face, I just spammed random, and after a while it came up with this, so we're gonna go with it. And we're gonna go ahead and clear up Majula today. So I'll try to make it as quick as possible. There's a lot of dialogue, NPC dialogue. So we're gonna go ahead and see how that goes. I'll show you everything there is. Also, should be back to my main computer recording uh, soon, which is nice. Um, we're gonna go ahead and instead of dropping down there, which a lot of people know how to do, we're gonna come up here first because there are items and NPCs we can talk to up here. So we'll try to get through this as quick as possible. Up here we got ourselves the NPC Benhart of Hijugo, and he has a late game quest, but we can meet him now.
Have you business with me? The way yonder's all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above! Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oof, I'm in quite the pickle now. See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real-life person was turned to stone, do you?
That sword he's wielding got a lot of people excited that it was the Moonlight Greatsword, which is in most of which is I believe in all of FromSoft's games since I believe they were called Kingsfield. I don't know. I don't have. I think they're called Kingsfield. But yeah, it's actually not. It's a fake, and yeah, uh, the real one is actually a little bit more difficult to obtain. So there's an item in I believe this room here. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this door open. This enemy has quite the goiter. Ow. So we're gonna grab ourselves a Lloyd Talisman, and we're gonna deal with him accordingly. He deals poison when he hits you. We're gonna go ahead and that epic goiter. It's supposed to be their stomachs, and they're just supposed to have gorged themselves, I believe, on just too much food. Because they're undead, they can't digest it, but I'm not... Oh, God, it's so gross. Here's the statue I was talking about. We don't have a Fragrant Branch of Yore yet, but we will come back for her after Hade's Tower of Flame, I believe. She's the Pyromancer dealer, so if you want to do Pyromancy in this game, first thing you want to do is beat No Man's Wharf and get the Pyromancy Flame. Next thing you want to do is unpetrify her and buy the Pyromancy she has, so they're pretty good. As well as the Fire Seeds. If you buy her Fire Seeds, she can upgrade your Pyromancy Frame pretty early. Your Pyromancy Flame, not Frame. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and sprint back to Majula, because that's all we can do up here at this point in time. At least in my knowledge, there's probably some speedrunner's glitch you can exploit, but I'm not a speedrunner. So we're going to come down here to this tree and grab ourselves our first Divine Blessing. Useful healing items. They cure all status ailments and restore your HP, I think fully. I'm pretty sure it's fully. We're going to drop down here and grab ourselves some Cleric's gear, the Morning Star, and the Cleric's Sacred Trime. The Morning Star is utter garbage in this game. No reason to use it at all. Bleed sucks in this game. It's literally worse in every way to the mace. Like, any way you think about it, it is worse than the mace. So, we're going to pop this on fire here. We're going to come over this way. And the first building contains Maul in the armor. He'll sell us basic armor sets starting off, and then as well as boss armors and other armor sets as we move his quest along, which I will do. Up here in this chest, though, we're going to get our first Titanite Shard, which we can use to upgrade our weapons. We can't upgrade our weapon yet, though, because, as you'll find out, the blacksmith shop is locked. We're going to go ahead and go through his dialogue.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
Notice how timid he is when we first meet him. He'll sell you 3 different shields, all of which are pretty crappy. This used to be called the Eagle Shield in the first game, I believe. She has a strength for it. It's got 65 stability. It's not that bad. He also sells the Warrior's starting outfit, the Hollow Infantry outfit, as well as the Falconer outfit. We have everything from the Falconer except for the hat. But we're not actually playing these characters, so we're not going to buy anything from him. We are going to talk to him, though.
I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan. You can't even run a shop without their blessing. They claim to be working for the greater good, but it's absolute hogwash. By the gods, why the hell am I here? Well,
Alright. So, that's all he has to say. We're going to actually come over here, and we're going to show that this door to this mansion is locked. We'll get the key in the next area that we visit. Over here in this wall, though, you'll notice this stone sitting on the edge tied to a rope. Of course, you're going to hit it, and of course, we're going to get an item. We're going to get an Estus Flask Shard. The Estus Flask is a replenishable healing item that you replenish at the bonfire. Every Flask Shard you get, you can give to the Emerald Herald, who we'll meet in a second, who will upgrade, will give you 1 extra use of your flask. I'm going to come in here and talk to this cat. She has a bunch of rings we're going to want to buy early game. So we're going to spend a lot of souls here early game.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
So she sells, as I said before, rings. We're going to want to buy this ring, and this ring. This is for co-op. We're not going to need it for our character, but we will buy these 2 and this one eventually, really early on. She also sells Homeward Bones, Prism Stones, Alluring Skulls, which we'll want some of those, and Lloyd's Talismans. We'll grab probably all the ones she has as well, just to deal with mimics throughout the game. I'll explain that later. She also manages your covenants. If you're in a covenant, she will show you your rank in each one and display all the ones you've discovered. And you can also leave your covenant from here.
This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful? This place is fascinating. We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused. Are you going to see the old ones? Those 4 who have grown so incredibly ancient. They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake, no one even knows their names anymore. Imagine that. Yes, nothing like yourself. For you have a most pleasant scent that grows nicer with each passing day. Have you made friends with the man by the sea? He's lost everything. Absolutely everything. The only thing he's good for now is a few tidbits on covenants. Covenants are a type of, well, contract, you might say. You give something to gain something. That's the way humans like it, right? It might be just the thing you need. But what does a cat know? Did you see that oddly formed rock behind here? Long ago they called it Victor's Stone, as I recall. If you wish to face greater challenges, speak to the rock. Although, you'd just as well not. This place is already everything.
Okay, so
Oh
we've
my.
exhausted all of her dialogue.
Taste makes
You
one.
notice she mentioned the old ones. We will explain more about the old ones as we get closer to them. We get a life gem here. We're gonna come up to this cliff here and join ourselves into the first covenant just for a second, just to discover it. And then we will leave it right away. But this covenant is the Company of Champions. That you'll see this Victor Stones. Join the Company of Champions Covenant. This basically makes the game more difficult. It makes enemies' health pools larger. They attack more. Your attack damage is less, and such. But the biggest help this thing is if you're farming for a certain set of equipment. Enemies usually only respawn 12 times after you've set out a bonfire before they're done spawning until New Game Plus, or use a bonfire aesthetic. But if you join the Company of Champions, they respawn indefinitely. So if you're farming for a certain set and you run out of the enemy that you need, just join the Company of Champions and just continue farming. No big deal. So here we need to meet another NPC. We're going to come down here though and grab these items here, some life gems and soul and nameless soldier. And now we're going to talk to the blacksmith here, Blacksmith Lenegrast. Oh, first of all, we'll notice his shop door is locked.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop. I'm a blacksmith. Bring me that key.
Okay, so that's all he has to say. So now we're going to come up to the Victor's Stone. Or no, this is another Victor. This is the oddly shaped. That's the oddly shaped rock. This is the just the pirate. We're actually gonna be able to see our. If you're offline, you're gonna be able to see how many times you've died with this certain character. If you're online, you'll see how many deaths are worldwide. Right here is this game's version of the Crestfallen Knight. This is Crestfallen Soldan. Funny character. We're gonna go ahead and talk to him. He has a lot to say. This is gonna be. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the Emerald Herald first, just so if you guys have heard all of his dialogue, you don't have to sit through it. I'll show off everything else. So let's talk to her.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
So we go ahead and get the Estus Flask.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
Alright, so now we can level up using her. It's not like Dark Souls 1 where you could just sit at any bonfire. It's more like Demon Souls. This game actually has a lot of parallels to Demon Souls, which I enjoy. Let's go ahead and exhaust everything else she has to say.
Bearer of the curse, seek misery. for misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid. Seek those whose names are unutterable, the four endowed with immense souls.
The old ones.
Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away.
So we are to seek out the king, but we can't seek out the king because we do not have enough powerful souls. He will not see us. So she's telling us to seek out the old ones, the four great ones, who each are in possession of a great soul. And if we have those four great souls, we will be able to go meet the king. That is our quest at this point.
Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
So we're going to upgrade our Estus Flask one time. And we're going to go ahead and talk to the river.
Over the hill and past the forest is the king's castle,
You can see the top of it right there.
where a man peered straight into the essence of the soul. But whatever came of it? Those who come to Dranglake seeking salvation soon lose hope and turn hollow. It happens to them all, sooner or later. That blue knight at the base of the tower, his spirit is already broken. Although he does offer sound advice. Perhaps he is a foreshadowing of your own future. That tiny thing inside the ruins. An ancient being that will mock your very existence. She imparts sound wisdom, provided you find her on a good day. The sign you bear will drain your very souls. And without souls, you will turn hollow. Stay strong. Do not lose hope. Even when you have precious little time. For when the undead dies, it is never truly dead, but only one step closer to hollowing. Not all undead are hollows, but all hollows were once undead. If you find an Estus shard, bring it to me, so that I may ease your burden. Over the hill and where
Okay, so that's all she has to say. So now I'm going to explain a little bit about this guy before I do all of his dialogue. So you guys can just end the episode if you've seen his dialogue. He'll let you join the Way of the Blue Covenant. The Way of the Blue Covenant is actually the easiest one to rank up in offline mode. If you're in the Way of the Blue, every time you are invaded by an NPC Red Phantom Invader, which will happen a lot, you gain, you start gaining progress towards ranking up in the Covenant. For one Red Phantom, you gain 1 rank in the Covenant, and then you have to beat 5, and then you have to beat 10, and there's more than 16 NPC Red Phantom Invaders in the game. We'll level up in this Covenant really fast. And he'll give us a couple of good items. There's also a thing to note. After you've died 100 times and you come back to talk to this guy, you get the Ring of Steel Protection, which increases your physical defense. So if you wanted to, you could just go over to the bonfire and just continuously run off the edge of the cliff 100 times and then grab yourself the Ring of Steel Protection before he started. But I'm not going to do that with this character. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and talk to him now and join his Covenant, and we will get a ring called the Blue Seal when we join the Covenant, which will increase our max HP by a little bit. So that's everything that's going to happen before I end the episode. If you want to just skip the rest of this and go ahead on. That's actually also going to be it for me talking. So I guess this is goodbye and have a good day after the dialogue.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. and in Drang Lake these days. There are very few places like that. I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody. Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die. And that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul and a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now, like I have. Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace. That is a wise decision. People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence. Let the Sentinels cradle you in their embrace. Do you feel lonely here? It suits me just fine, as I've nothing left anyway. It will grow on you, this place. Give it some time. Do you see the way beyond the bonfire? That will take you to the forest of the giants. There was once a great fort, but little of it remains. You may just find something there that will be of use on your journey, but don't venture too far inside, or you might not come back. Hade's Tower of Flame lies beyond the far gate. In the cathedral, the Apostles of Blue gather, but the road leading there is perilous. The gate is rigged with some contraption, but how it works, I just don't know. Have you seen that pit? I don't know what it's like down below, but I wouldn't suggest trying to find out. Besides, you'll never make it down there, not without a ladder of some sort. The flame you see there is a bonfire. They exist all across the land, beacons to we undead. If you are tired, try resting beside the flame. The flame heals us. Long ago, A woman called a firekeeper watched over each bonfire. She kept the flame lit and guarded it from those who would extinguish it. I wonder where the firekeepers went. Did you notice any letters on the ground on the way here? These are untrained. You may notice symbols that appear upon the ground. These are summon signatures. They call upon spirits from other worlds through the schisms in time. If you fear hollows, find summon signatures to call upon spirits to help you. May you find peace on your journey.